Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Joe, a physical therapist. And yes, I am your alternative career coach. Today, we're going to be talking about how to start your non medical home care agency and make six figures with Sue Dennis. She's an RN and MSN. We'll be back in a few seconds, okay?
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Good morning, my Facebook friends. If you're watching live, comment live. Watching on replay, comment replay. Hey, check it out, hellonote.com. If you need electronic medical records for your physical therapy, outpatient, occupational therapy, speech therapy, outpatient services, use hellonote.com because it's an amazing system. Well, somebody, thank you very much, Yolanda, for watching live. I appreciate you. Yolanda, you're going to enjoy this episode today because we've got an amazing guest for today. And I think you already provide these services, Yolanda, right? Well, anyway, again, if you're watching live, comment live. Watching on the replay, comment replay. Today is Independence Day. Happy 4th of July, my friends. You know what? I went to Nashville this weekend and attended a beta convention. It's just amazing. You gotta attend conventions, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I see, Yolanda. I know you're providing that amazing service. For those people who are watching live, Yolanda is an occupational therapist and she owns an adult daycare center and doing amazing things where she lives at. That's how you level up, ladies and gentlemen. You find ways to serve your community. In this topic for today, we want to serve the community. So our topic for today is how to start your non-medical home care agency. Different states requires different regulations. Here in Tennessee, we require certificate of need. So it's hard for me to open up my own home health agency, the medical part. So today we're going to be talking about the non-medical part, the home care, where you're providing caregiving services, not the nursing services, not the therapy services from Medicare. So all right, without further ado, I want to bring in and of course introduce our amazing guest for today. Her name is Sue Dennis. She's actually a nurse. All right, a registered nurse. She's got this bachelor's degree in nursing and a master's degree in nursing. And a lot of our LS in their group, we want to know. I don't know if you've inside the group, there are a lot of people wanting to transition to nursing. They're already therapists and they want to do nursing. And then my wife is a nurse, by the way. And my wife, she wants to be a therapist. She's doing group exercises because she wants to do. And then nurses, they want to be therapists. I don't know. That's what's happening, right? I don't know. I'm sure Sue's gonna agree to this. Some nurses, they want to be therapists because they wanted to do therapy. And then here comes physical therapists, PTAs, CODAs, OTAs. They want to be nurses. And here, we're gonna bring in real life stories, practical stuff, and Sue is gonna explain to us why she transitioned from being a nurse to opening up and finding her alternative career. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Miss Sue Dennis. Where's she at? There she is. Miss Sue.
Also, I'm loving this. This show is fun. I'm loving it. And I love how you what you just said earlier. You're like, many physical therapists wants to be nurses, many nurses wants to be physical therapists. And I remember not too long ago, I went to see a physical therapist. She has her own practice. I'm like, this must be so cool. I wish I knew about this before. I could have been a physical therapist and have my own practice. But hey, yes, I'm so excited to be here today. Yeah.
I know. Well, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you. I know you're a very busy woman, and then of course it's a holiday. We're supposed to be celebrating, but hey, I know you hustle like crazy. You got your RN degree, you got your master's degree, and everything, and you got your own business that you have Seeds Home Care, and here we are trying to go out, do this live videos and serving people. And could you please tell us, what do you really do, and why did you start this non-medical home care business, and share us, Sue?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm Sue Dennis. We do, we help healthcare professionals start and grow their own non-medical home care agency. And here's my background, how I started with this. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse since 2009. And I remember when I went to nursing school, I was super excited. I thought I was going to change the world. And I remember I got my first job. Things were doing well. I had an amazing manager. Life was good. But after being there for a couple of years, I got to the point where I felt overworked, burnt out, frustrated, underappreciated, and I was looking for something more. And for me at the time, starting a business wasn't what's coming up to my mind. I did like any prudent nurse would have done. I decided to go back to school and get my master's in nursing education. And also, I decided to change department because I used to work on the cardiac floor. So I wanted more challenges. So I decided to go work in the intensive care unit. Little did I know that those changes didn't really change the way I was feeling. Even though I was doing all of those things, I still felt overworked, burnt out, frustrated, and I was stuck because nursing is all that I know. I didn't know anything else, but really, what really made me make the change was while I was working in the ICU. I got engaged, I got married, I was expecting my first child, and in the ICU. Where I work, everybody there was on the breathing machine. Everybody there couldn't do anything for themselves, and the nurse is responsible to do everything for them, including like turning them every 2 hours and things like that. And I remember while I was turning a patient, I had an accident. I almost lost my son. And at that time, I had to like realize that what am I doing? My job is putting like my future baby at risk. There's no way I can afford to lose all of that. And I needed to do something else. And that's when the idea of starting my own business, I started to basically focus on that idea. And I started my own non-medical home care agency. And the reason why I choose non-medical home care agency, I always loved the elderly, but it was like there was less barrier to enter that field. I didn't need a lot of capital. I didn't need a lot of things to enter that field. So it was easier for me to make that transition. So that's what I transitioned to that. And I started my own agency. The first year we in business, it was a difficult year. We have lots of ups, lots of downs, but we managed to make 6 figure in revenue in our first year. And we kept on growing every year. Thank God, every year we've been able to double our income. And now, not only do I have this home care agency, but I also have my consulting firm where we've helped hundreds of people start and grow their own home care agency. So that's my story. That's a little bit about me, and that's how I got into this.
That's her story, and she's going to stick to it, right, ladies and gentlemen? Well, anyway, I like what Sue said. She was overwhelmed. And that's us too in therapy field, ladies and gentlemen. And like what Sue said, she was trying to lift and carry, move around ICU patients, and we all know this in therapy. 100% of the time, especially in the nursing home and even at the hospital, we try to move and lift patients too. And this is where burnout comes in. Not just burnout, but just being stressed out in the field itself. And listen to what Sue said. I'm writing things down, ladies and gentlemen. You got to write things down, because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually writing things down, you're actually understanding it more. And like what I said, you got to write things down. So she said she got frustrated, she got burned out, and she changed settings. You have to change settings, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're watching as a nurse or a therapist or a physician, I'm consulting a nurse practitioner right now in the PA. They're burned out too, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes all you need to do is also change the setting. Now, if it's not really, if it's not really your passion in that setting, change it again. There's nothing wrong pivoting. There's nothing wrong changing. I Right now we're called Jerry Have Physical Therapy. I don't know if you check that out, Sue. And I also do consulting. And what I did is I tried to go to outpatient setting, orthopedic, because you want to be like sports physical therapy and stuff like that. But I never enjoyed it, and I got burned out there too. So there's nothing wrong changing, and I went back to geriatrics, and there's nothing wrong in changing, and that's what Sue is doing. She's changing, she's adapting and everything. There are some questions over here. I just want to give a shout out to those people who are watching too, Sue. Yolanda said that she chatted with you sometime in FB. There you go. And Kobayashi said that a black heart. What's up with the black heart? We'll change it to a red heart, right? And Joy, I've been interacting with Joy. Thank you very much, Joy, for watching. Appreciate you. And I don't know if you answered this. What state are you in, Sue, again?
Oh, I am in Florida, but our consulting firm, we serve people in 49 states. The only state we don't serve is Louisiana because it's really hard to get started there.
I know, right? There are some states that are just so weird. So, have you helped
Mhm.
some people here in Tennessee?
Yeah, we've worked in Tennessee. We've worked in all the other 49 states, except Louisiana.
Cool, cool,
Mhm.
cool. Well, so could you please tell us now? I mean, now you've transitioned. Now you've decided that from being on RN, ICU nurse, and you decided to open up your own non-medical home care. Could you please tell us what are the steps? I mean, I'm not, you know, uh, telling you to do all of stuff. The basic ones. I know we're gonna start with the mindset and everything, but what are the quick background? Do I need to get an LLC? Do I need to get a DBA or EIN? A website or whatever.
Yeah, good thing. So, like you said, the first step is the mindset shift. You have to make up your mind. This is what you want to do because I can't. Because if you haven't changed your mind, you won't be able to go into that journey. And I remember after I quit my job, there were so many times. I remember I quit my job and I'm expecting this thing to work the next day, and when it didn't work out, like within a month yet, which is super, it isn't supposed to work out in a month. But I was like, maybe I should go back to my job. Maybe I should go
Mm,
back to my job. And the only reason really I didn't go back to my job is because my husband didn't support that. It was like, this is foolishness. You got to stick to this. So the first thing is like the mindset shift. But once you make the mindset shift, now we can go into the tactical or the technical part of this. First thing first is that every state is different, and that's why the internet can be so confusing because there's a lot of information on the internet. Okay, a lot of information on Google, but this is where it can get confusing because every single state is different when it comes to getting started with your home care agency. So the very first step that you need to do is to know the rules and regulation for your specific state. Rules and regulations for your specific state. It's really, really crucial because if you don't know the rules and regulation for your states, you're gonna make mistake that will be costly. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to make sure you go on the state website, whoever is the licensing body for your state, go find who's that, go on their website and get involved, read the rules and regulation. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people make mistakes because they didn't know the rules and regulation. Like a couple months ago, I was looking on Facebook and a lady said it took me a year to get started with my home care agency when it could have taken me like 3 months to get started. And all of this happened because I didn't know the rules and regulation for my state. And when I submitted my application, I added one word in the name of my agency, and my application got rejected, and I had to start all over again. So you don't want to make those mistakes. So that's the first thing that you need to know: rules and regulation. Then once you know the rules and regulation, now you can get the ball rolling. Now you can start. Of course, any businesses, you're gonna need a name for the business. So you're gonna start choosing a name for your business. Once you choose the name for the business, you're gonna have to register the business entity, with your Secretary of State. And once that gets approved, of course, you're gonna get like your employer identification number, which is a number like an account number that the IRS knows you by. And then like usually I compare that to your social security number. It's like a number for you. It's like the social security number for your business. Then once you get that part done, usually most people get through those part. They're like, okay, I can choose a name. I can register my business entity, which we call it your LLC. Even though there's different entity that you can do, but most people do an LLC. Then you get your EIN. Usually, that's where a lot of people come to me because after that they lost, they stuck. After you do that, then now it's time to like get your license because in most states you need a home care license to operate the business. So those are the first few steps that you need in order to get started.
Amazing, amazing. I'm writing things down, ladies and gentlemen. So I like what
I love that.
Yolanda. I like. Thank you. There's a quick question here by Yolanda, and she said that how long does licensing take? I guess it just really depends on if you already have the stuff already. So most of us
So
here in. So go ahead, Sue.
So the licensing process depends on what state you are in. So one of our clients, we just applied for a license for her, and even sometimes it really depends on who's reviewing your licensing application. One of our clients in Texas, we submitted a license application, and in 10 days, a license got approved. Uh, but we have other clients in Texas where it took them longer to be approved. So it really depends on what state are you in. So if Yolanda let me know what state she's in, I can give her more uh like more specific information. But most states really it takes you about 6 months and 3 to 6 months. There are some states that takes longer. One of those states is Maryland. Maryland takes a long time uh for your license to be processed. So Yolanda says in Georgia. Georgia in 3 to 4 months you will get your license.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
amazing. You know, I like what Sue said here. You know, the I want to just point this out. You know, the step by step. First, she said you got to do your mindset. All starts from here, ladies and gentlemen. From here and here, both your heart and mind, you got to put into it. And I like what she also said. She was supported by her husband. It's very important that you have a support system. If your own family, or I'm not saying all, if your own spouse is not supporting you, it's going to be hard. All right, because this is going to be this is going to be much harder than working for someone else, because you're going to be employing yourself, you're going to employing people, you're going to taking care of in your people in your community. If you don't have a support system, or your spouse is not on board, it's going to be hard. So you have to learn how to convince your family first, your spouse, because they will be the one who's going to support you. And it's going to be hard if you can even convince your family member to be on board. It's going to be hard to convince yourself and also your community. So that's very important. Second, a third, she talked about knowing the rules and regulation. It took me 8 months just to get my Medicare credentialing. You know what? Our people who does our credentialing, our billers, it takes them a month to do it. I pay them 200, 300 bucks, and then boom. If I do it myself and have my therapist credential, I do it myself, it's going to take me forever because I don't know what I'm doing. So you need to learn a person who's actually doing it. And Sue is going to support you in doing this, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, LLC, EIN, DBA. That's pretty basic. And most of us therapists, we all know, we all have that anyway. So let's go ahead and bring in Miss Sue back. And I think there's also another question here, Miss Sue, from Yolanda, another Yolanda. She said, "How many clients have you had in Georgia, and how difficult is the process? If I start, it will be add-on service to my business." I know Yolanda and the other Yolanda, I know they have therapy businesses already. So is that going to be an easy addition, Miss Sue? What do you think?
Yeah, so for can you keep the question up for me, please? Thank
Sorry.
you. Yeah, thank you. So Georgia, my three top, I say four top states that we have clients, and I don't know the exact number, but our four top states that most of our clients are in is Florida, Georgia, Texas, and California. This is the most of our clients are from those states. So I've done a lot of people from Georgia. Even my very first client was from Georgia a few years back. So the process in Georgia is not that difficult. Like I said, it takes about 3 to 4 months to get everything done. It can even be done sooner, depending if you have everything in place and if you're able to get us. Because the way our service work is that when we work with somebody to help them get started with their home care agency, we do all the work for you. Like we do all of the paperwork. We submit your application. There are going to be a few things that we're going to need from you to give to us so we can submit to the state. So depending on how fast you submit those stuff, the process can even be like shorter for you. The process is not difficult at all because my team takes out all of that out of your hand. We do work the whole process. We make sure your license is approved and all of that is done. So you don't have to worry about that. If I start, will it be an add-on to service to my current businesses? If you want to do it as an add-on service, that's something that you can definitely do. We just have to figure how you structure the business entity and make sure you structure it the right way. So if you want to do an add-on service. Did that answer your question, Yolanda?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it could be a DBA too, and that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking too. A
Mhm.
DBA, for those people who are watching, DBA is doing business as. In our main company, we got the Tennessee Therapy Outsource. That's our staffing agency, and then we got DBA, Jerry Have Physical Therapy, and then there's other DBAs. It just really depends on your tolerance and how to manage your business, probably Yolanda. But my CPA recommends a separate LLC because
It's
uh,
easier.
you're gonna make so much money doing this separately versus our therapy business. Because and then it's going to be difficult according to my CPA. But if you do your own bookkeeping, Yolanda, I think you're going to be fine. But I can't do it on my own. So for me, I'm actually gonna talk to Sue about it, and we're gonna start a separate LLC for this. So
Yeah,
and
and
then
that's what because I have other businesses too. So that's what my CPA tax strategists do recommend for me is like you have we have different LLC. Like we have another leg of our company coming out in October. She advised us do a separate LLC, keep them separate for liability purposes. So if
that's
one
true.
business is affected by something, the other business doesn't have to be affected by it. Okay. And I saw Yolanda had another question. Oh, do I offer? So yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about our services, what we do. So our services, the way I work, and this is my own way. I don't like giving people one little thing, and then every other day you have to come back to me. I give you enough that you need to hit the ground running. So with our services, we uh like register your LLC, we get your EIN for you, we process your license application for you. Not only that, we do customized policy and procedures for you, all of your HR paperwork. We do that, all of those, all the client intake form that you're gonna need. We give you all of those, and then we give you access. I have a training portal where I have over 100 trainings in there. So on that training portal, you have everything you need to learn on how to run the business, how to market the business. For example, how to package your services, how to price your services, how to hire, how to recruit. Where do you find the caregivers? Where do you find the clients? We have all of that. So it's an entire package that we give you. And with what we give you, if you put it into practice, you should be able to hit the ground running and get that. Like one thing I have to mention, when you invest with us, any third party cost is not included in the investment. So what you pay us for is to set up the business, do all the legwork for you, policy and procedure, HR paperwork, training, all of that. But anything like third party fees, you are responsible for. So, for example, we're gonna register your LLC for you, but you're gonna have to pay the LLC fee. We're gonna
Of
get your
course.
license for you, but you're gonna have to pay the license fee. But we give you all that you need to get this ball rolling. Did that answer your question, Yolanda?
Yep. I mean, her question was policies and procedures. So speaking of policies and procedure, it's a policy for me to show this, and we'll be back in a few seconds, okay?
Hello Note is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. Hello Note reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Yes, that is one of our policy and procedure. Thank you for bringing that up, Yolanda. Check it out, policies and procedure. HelloNote.com. If you need the electronic medical record in your outpatient business, check it out, HelloNote.com. And then, of course, I still have to show this too. We'll be back in a few seconds, okay?
So much today from Dr. Mike Chua's Certified Dementia Practitioner live seminar. Not only was it about facts on how to help as a therapist treat those with dementia or memory deficits, but it was also about how to talk to family members, how to talk to caregivers, how to interact with the nursing staff in the hospital, and really how to present myself as a certified dementia practitioner. If you're looking to broaden your skill set with becoming a certified dementia practitioner, I highly recommend Dr. Mike Chua's seminar.
Hello, my name is Nina Chakashvili. I am support group facilitator leader and a specialist and Alzheimer's educator. So I just completed Dr. Mike Chua's 2-day class, which one was the best class. First.
Yes, we are back. I just like watching that video. You know, they say it's the best class, of course. I wish I paid her, right? Some people say I paid her, right? But actually, it's the best class because of the students, because we change people's lives. You know, being Alzheimer's educators, being a certified dementia practitioner. I'm going to ask Sue too later. Maybe can we use that same class to educate our, future CNAs or caregivers that we're going to provide the services in the community. So, and last but not least, I also have to show this. Thank you, Yolanda, for reminding me our policies and procedures. And yes, we are back. Again, thank you for very much for watching live, comment live, watching on replay, comment replay. Today we're interviewing Miss Sue Den. She's a registered nurse and a master's degree nurse, and she is helping us out how to find an alternative career and how to start your non-medical home health agency. And then let's go ahead and bring her back in. Where'd she go? There you go. There you go, Miss Sue. We got several questions already. Thank you again for joining us in our live show today. And I know Miss Sue is so busy. Let's go ahead and ask or answer some of these questions here. Kim was asking, yes, Miss Kim, it's going to be available, of course, for a fee. Just kidding. There's no fee. You know, you can watch it on our YouTube. It's streaming our YouTube in our alternative career group, in my personal page, and also in our Facebook pages. So yes, it will be available later. And Yolanda was asking, oh, she will add it on her adult daycare center. Is that going to be okay, Miss Sue?
Yeah. Actually, yes, that's definitely a great combination because with adult daycare center, you have people bringing their families during the day to your facility, but some people needs extra help. Maybe they need extra help at nighttime. So that is definitely a great combination, adult daycare and non-medical home care.
Mm,
Definitely.
perfect, perfect. Oh gosh, so you don't have to even open up a separate LLC for that, Yolanda. So it's gonna be like another one. So the other Yolanda is
Okay.
also asking about this.
Yeah. So are they having difficulty with staffing? I wish I could give you a different answer, but the answer yes. We've been it's getting a little bit better now, but since 2020, we started having difficulty with staffing, and really what happened is because of the pandemic. Once the pandemic came, actually in 2020 was one of my best year in revenue for our home care agency because we had more demand for home care because of COVID. More people saw how COVID was basically you can get it so easily from a facility. Lots of the family members, they were taking their family out of the nursing home, out of the rehab, and they wanted personalized concierge care that non-medical home care provide. So we had a surge of people wanting our services. But what also happened, since the government gave people money for unemployment, a lot of people, a lot of the caregivers, they were making more money on unemployment than they were making working. So they decided to stay home instead of coming to work. So that's when we started having like a lot of issue with staffing. But since now, like that money is not out there as much anymore, so it's getting better, but it's still a struggle when it comes to staffing. Of course, there are strategies, there are things that you can do to increase staffing and make sure the employees that you have, they stay with you, like you retain them. There are some of the things we've been doing have been like employee referrals, like the good employees that we have, we ask them to refer other great people like them, and we give them like a bonus to do that if the new employees that they bring in, if they stay with us for like at least 3 months. So those are being some of the strategies that we have been really using. Your second question, how the agency is marketing. I love it. Your people have great questions.
Well,
So
these are business owners already, Sue. I mean, these are occupational, physical therapist, speech therapist in the group, and we've got very smart audiences, smarter than me most of all the time. Definitely
I
smarter than us, than me.
I love it. I love it. So how the agency is marketing, there are different ways that you can market, but what has worked for me, that is the most effective is really relationship marketing, networking with like rehab facilities, social workers, discharge planners, letting them know who we are, what do we do, network with them. And when they have a client or potential client, we serve them with the best service that we can do, and we reach back out to the social worker, keeping them in touch, letting them know what we're doing with those caregiver clients, how they happy with our services. And once we start having a track record, then they trust us and they start sending more clients our way. So that is the most effective way for me. But there are other ways. There are people who use like search engine optimization to help market their agency, and usually I would say use that together with building relationship. And if you do that, marketing can be like something that become easier for you.
So that's what I was looking. That was the answer I was gonna answer to. I know Yolanda and the other Yolanda also does this, and relationship marketing. And they need to know you. They need to like you. They need to trust you first before they could send referrals. And I mean, there's nothing wrong doing Facebook ads, the SEO, search engine optimization, but the client will only buy and refer to you if they know, like, and trust you. And in order for you to be able to increase that relationship, interview them. This is what I technically do, Sue. I interview our referral sources too, like this. We have a separate show called the Jerry Hab Show, and I do this. I stream it in our Facebook page for our Jerry Hab Clinic, and it's a way for us to increase our relationship with those referral sources. So thank you very much for asking that, Yolanda, and also answering that, Sue. There's another question here, Miss Sue, from the other Yolanda. Can you read it,
Okay,
Miss Sue?
so is in Georgia, the home care provider use EVV for Medicaid? Yes, you have to use EVV for Medicaid. It is required now. Do I just do private pay? Yes, that's my specialty. I only do private pay. I don't do Medicaid. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do Medicaid. It's just for my specific business model. Medicaid didn't really work out for me. And the reason, backstory, I remember when I was getting started 6 years ago, or how many years ago that was, when I went in, I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So I was looking at all the different payer sources. I was looking at Medicaid, I was looking at private pay, I was looking at veterans, all the possibilities. So when I look in my state at that time, Medicaid wasn't paying much. The reimbursement rate for Medicaid in my state, which I live in Florida, at the time was about like $12 an hour. So
Wow.
I'm like, there's no way I can have a profitable business doing that. So that's why I was like, nah, let me focus more on private pay. Because, and for people who are not familiar with private pay is basically clients paying you out of their pocket. So I went into the private pay model because I could have a higher profit margin with the private pay model because I set my own price. I already decide how much profit that I want to make. So that's why I love the private pay model. But I do know people who are very successful doing Medicaid because depending on the states that you are in, Medicaid pays different reimbursement rate. I remember there was one lady in my group because I have a free Facebook group a few years back. She was doing Medicaid only in Arkansas, and she told me her reimbursement rate was $25 an hour, and she had a 6-figure business because the reimbursement rate was way higher. So
How
with
would
Medicaid,
one know
you
the
have to
reimbursement
look.
rate?
So you just have to look. It acts like if you go into like the Medicaid website for Medicaid providers, they will tell you how much your reimbursement rate is
Okay.
there.
All right.
So yeah, so it really depends on the reimbursement rate. But for me, I only teach the things that I know. I only do private pay, so that's what I know. So that's why I teach my clients. But some of my clients, they go and get Medicaid credential with somebody else if that's what they also like to do.
I also have a question in connection to that, Yolanda, because in the therapy world, I know it's different. In therapy world, if we are Medicare credentialed, we cannot charge cash. So that's in the therapy field. If we get to be credentialed in Medicaid or whatever program this is, can we are we allowed to still charge out of pocket or cash or private pay, or you don't know?
So not the same client though. So let's say you can have different payer sources in your home care agency. So you can have private pay, you can have Medicaid, you can have VA, you can have long-term care insurance, you can have all of those. But I don't think you can charge the same client. So let's say you have a Medicaid client and
Mhm.
Medicaid is giving you $12 and you tell the client, no, my charge is $20. I need you to give me the
Mm.
other $8. I don't think you can do
Oh,
that to the same client
yeah.
and charge that
Mhm.
client, but you can have other clients uh, that are private pay. You can have different payer sources.
The same thing with what we do in therapy. We can't do that, and we can't opt out. But at least you can charge cash if you just decide to just do straight up private pay, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, you can do
Mhm.
that. And like your agency can have different payer source.
Mhm.
Let me make sure this is clear. So you can in your agency, you can have a client that is private pay, another client that is Medicaid, another client that is VA, another client that is long-term care.
Mhm.
You can have all of those payer sources. But I
Mhm.
don't think that the same client, let's say you have a Medicaid client, and
Mhm.
Medicaid is paying $12, and now you're gonna go and charge him extra because your
Eight.
price. I
Mhm.
don't think you can do that. That
Oh.
part you cannot do.
But if they have Medicaid and you just decide, hey, I just want to do straight up private pay, I'm not going to bill Medicaid. Can you still do that? No,
Yes,
you still
yes,
have
you
to
can.
submit it.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have, yeah, you can do that. So my agency, I
Oh.
only 90% of our clients are private pay. That's all we deal with.
Mm.
That's it.
Which is good because in therapy it's called mandatory submitting. So regardless, we have to submit it. So that's in the therapy field. But of course, this is caregiving. So all right, well, thank you for
I didn't
answering
know
that.
that. You see, I learned something.
Yeah, I mean it's mandatory, and we cannot even opt out from Medicare. So all right, there's a question here from Roxanne, one of your VA. So asking this question for Miss Tara, non-medical, would this be a brick and mortar location or we go to client's home? So yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
great question. Great question. So, when you have a non-medical home care agency, what it is basically, as the owner, you are a matchmaker. That's your job. You're a matchmaker. You find people who need the services, they need assistance with their daily activities. You find them, and once you find those people, you find caregivers, and then you match them. That's your job. And once you match them, you send the caregivers to the client's home. So the caregivers take care of the clients one on one in their home, which is really good. One of the things that I like about this is because we don't have a max. It's not like we have a facility and we have a certain number of bed. We only have 5 bed. We cannot have 6 clients. With non-medical home care agency, we can go out there and have as many clients as we can serve as long as we have the caregivers. But here is the caveat: depending on what state you are in, the state may require that you have an actual commercial office space. There are at least, I think, 3 states that requires that you have a commercial office space.
I was going to
One of
ask you
the
that,
states,
you know.
yeah, one of the state is Florida. So here, that's my where I'm sitting now. That's my home care agency office, because in Florida, when you're doing an agency where you're providing personal care, you're sending caregivers into the client's home, they want you to have a commercial office space. But most states, you can do this from home. Like in Georgia, you can do this from home. Most states, you can do this. Your office can be from home. But in certain states like Florida, they require you have a commercial office space. New Jersey requires that you have a commercial office space, but they have like stipulation where if you meet certain requirements, you don't have to have it. So those are like the few states that requires that you have an actual commercial office space.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that because I think here in Tennessee we don't need to have a brick and mortar.
No,
Am I correct? Because
yeah,
when
you
I was
don't. Yeah.
applying,
Mhm.
I didn't have the clinic yet that time, and we were applying for it. So yeah, I think here in Tennessee we don't have to have a brick
Mhm.
and mortar, but we now have a brick and mortar for the physical therapy clinic. In connection to this question, thank you for asking this, Roxanne. Uh, so Sue, you mentioned about being a matchmaker. Can I send my caregiver to the assisted living too, or the retirement homes, even though it's not a home? Can I send them there under my program or no? Can you please tell us
Yes,
more
you
about
can.
that?
So it's
Mhm.
wherever the clients call home. So if the clients, their home is an assisted facility, that's where their home is. If the client is in a retirement facility, that's where their home is. I even have clients sometimes that travel, they travel and they need a caregivers. Their home is on the cruise ship, and we'll send our caregivers there. So
Wow.
wherever they call home, that's where we send the caregivers.
It's funny you mentioned that. I know another lady in our group, the alternative career group. She does cruise ship. She's a nurse actually, and she does a cruise ship, and she has this group of people, and they take all these geriatric clients, senior clients, in a cruise ship, and they're there for like 2 weeks, and it's like a thing, it's a good thing. It's like amazing thing, and then she teaches people there too, and it's just sometimes you just have to be creative, right?
Yes, in business you really have to be creative. You have to be creative.
Mhm. Another question, Sue, in connection with Roxanne's question. Can I also send my caregivers to the adult daycare center?
I never done that before. No, I've because like in
Mhm.
the adult daycare center, I think while they there, there's people there to assist them. So I'd never done that before. Maybe Yolanda can share with us if she's seen this in her adult daycare. But I never done that before.
Perfect, perfect. And
But
then,
I know I have lots of clients that are in they go to the adult daycare during the day and they take our services at nighttime.
perfect. Okay, there you go. Denise was mentioning Renee, Margot. This is another option to explore. Do you know anything about this or?
No, I guess that she's just tagging somebody and say, Watch the live. This is an option to
Oh,
explore." Yeah,
okay.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Well, good, good thing you. See, I don't know how to read those. Reading between the line. This is a great question. Are clients reluctant to pay privately? So,
So it depends on where you go. So I remember in the beginning of my agency, I had this thing because I love to serve. If you follow me, you can see I love to serve. I'm always be doing something, giving up something. So in the beginning of my business, and most people in healthcare, we are not business minded because I wasn't business minded too in the beginning. So I remember I would go and market my agency in the locations were undeserved community because I'm like, those are my people. Those are the people I want to help. And what happened was I will know the people that I was marketing to, they didn't have the money to afford private pay. Okay. And but I will still take them on. I'm like, oh, if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? Those people need the care. And I will take them on knowing they can't pay me. And that's a bad situation for everybody involved. Because when it's time to get paid, they can't pay me. Then if they can't pay me, I can't make my payroll. So things are not working out the way that they should. And now I'm basically pulling my hair, trying to get things together. And I remember one day my husband pulled me aside and he said, "What are you doing? Are you doing like a charity or you running a business?" And at first I was like I felt insulted a little bit. But when I got back to my sense, I'm like, he's right. I'm not running a charity. This is a business and I need to run it like a business. And he was like, my husband was like, you know what? How about you go to those places where people can afford the private pay? They can pay you, then your business can be successful. And once your business is successful, you can give back to those other community where people cannot afford private pay. And I was like, that's clever. And that's the advice and strategy that I followed. I changed my whole marketing plan and started going into the places where people could afford our services. And once we started being a little bit successful, we started giving back in the community from our profit. So there are people out there, depending on where you go. Uh, if you marketing in places where people are not making any money, they won't be able to afford private pay. But depending on where you go, people are like able to afford private pay. Not everybody, just like any other services. Uh, there are people out there who are able to afford it. It's just depending on where you're marketing. And I have clients, like most of our clients, they pay us in advance for the services. People pay us like for a month in advance for the services. So there are people out there who have the funds to pay for these services.
I love that. I just wanna reiterate what Sue mentioned here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching live, comment live, watching on a replay, comment replay. It's very important that you really target your audience. Okay. Not because you want to make so much money. Yes, we want to make money, but you want to make money in that way you can serve the underserved people. Okay. It's just like this cup here. You cannot serve in an empty cup. But you can serve with an overflowing cup, and whatever is overflowing will overflow towards the other population that you want to serve. And same thing with the Jerry Hab, where we target geriatric people. We bill Medicare, and you know what? We bill Medicare. Yes, it's not a big money maker, but we make money serving Medicare clients, geriatric clients, and then we are also able to serve and waive those people who are not able to get any therapy. And my team knows this, and we just have them sign a waiver. What do you call this again? I forgot what you call this. Um, just it's a free service. I forgot what you call this. I forgot. Basically, we provide a free therapy services to some of our patients. Of course, it's not the 12-week program, but at least 2 or 3 visits that will help them get out and move around. That's much better. So thank you very much for pointing that out. And of course, if you are still thinking of double thinking about how much you charge and everything, ladies and gentlemen, read the book Permission to Prosper. And it's an amazing book. It's a Bible-based book, not really Bible-based, but it's all about the book, and it shares about God wants to bless you because you want to be blessed because you want to bless other people too. And if I didn't start my own small business, I would be able to bless the people in the Philippines. We got a small nonprofit there, and we help our other family members there, and you want to be blessed so you could bless other people too. All right, so that's the goal. All right, Sue, I know you're very busy, and then let's just finish up all this stuff here real quick, and then there's a Takesha said, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Takesha. Wow, good nuggets. So I'm getting hungry. So you said
Shout
good
out
nuggets.
to Takesha. Takesha is one of my clients. Thank you for
Oh,
coming here. She's one of the
Takesha.
best clients. I love her so much. So thank you for being here. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. And Yolanda said that adult day health have showers. It's possible. So she said it's probably connected to the asking our caregivers. So
Yeah.
this one here, I was also going to ask you this, Sue, because we provide ADLs in therapy. So is this non-medical? Can they do ADLs or just straight up companionship?
No. So in most places, non-medical includes ADL. So we help with activity of daily living. That's basically what we do. In some rare states, they divide non-medical into ADL and companion. But those are basically only 2 states that I really know that does that, which is Florida and New York. They have a specific license. If you only want to do companion, you do companion only. In New York, you don't need a license if you want to do companion only. You can do companion only. But in all the other states, when we talk about non-medical, it includes activity of daily living.
Wow, perfect. And is that included in the actual hourly private pay thing?
Yes. Hmm. Hmm.
Perfect, perfect. And Delinda said she's watching live.
That's another one of my people. Woo-hoo.
I know. And lots of followers there. Takesha said, love this. We love you too, Takesha. And yes, that's the book there, Permission to Prosper. Yeah, it's my VA from the Philippines who sent it to me. So there's a question here. What is the cost of your service, Yolanda?
What is the customer service? Everything is included here. If you go to our website, you'll see the cost in the breakdown, homecarebossesunited.com. If you go to homecarebossesunited.com, the cost, everything is there, and you can even sign up right there from that website. So go there, and everything is included there. But our price is going to go up soon. Our price is fairly affordable right now. It's very, very affordable, but our price is going to go up very, very soon.
Yeah. Well, put a hold on that. So
sign up. My guy's like, let me get it first. Let me get it first.
You can let me get that first before you raise it up. You know the what you call this, the value of urgency, right? All right. Takesha said, "Thank you very much. She loves you too." And then I'm going to ask this too, Yolanda's question before I let you go. We got 3 more minutes. So, do we need to have a nursing staff?
So great question. So it depends on where you're located. Where are you located, Yolanda? Was she in Georgia or was it the other person that was in Georgia? Okay. So in most states, you don't need a nurse, but there are in some states like Georgia, Florida, you need to have a nurse as an employee to fill out your application. Yeah. So in Georgia, you do need to have a registered nurse. They don't have
Mm,
to be like a full-time employee or anything like that. They are as needed. Their job in Georgia, the job of the nurse is that once you get a client, she has to be the first person who goes out and check out the client and assess the client and say and develop the plan of care for your caregivers to follow. So in
how
Georgia,
about
you
if you're a
do
therapist? I mean, just like me, I have a doctorate degree. Do I still need to have a nurse in staff or at
that's
LPN?
in Georgia, that's the rule. I don't know if they will. I never had to. I don't know if they will exchange it if you have like if it's a physical therapist. I don't know if
Mhm.
they will take that, but I know the rules in Georgia. You have to have a registered nurse for that. But that's
I
something to look
understand.
into because I never ran into this before. So maybe they will consider, but I'm not sure. But I know the rule is to have a registered nurse on file. Okay. But
Okay,
most
understood.
states you don't need to have a registered nurse. But Georgia is one of the states that require a registered nurse. Florida is one of them too. And there are a couple of the states that requires that. But in most states you don't need to have a registered nurse. No, Massachusetts, you don't need to have a nurse. No.
That's
Massachusetts is one
perfect.
of the easiest state to get started with your home care agency.
I
You don't
hate
need to
that. I've been
have a
applying
nurse.
for this in Tennessee. I've been applying for this in Tennessee. I just can't get it, so I need your guidance. So again,
Definitely.
thank you very much, Sue. I appreciate you. I know you're a very busy person. Any last parting wisdom for our audience before I let you go?
Yes, I enjoy this. Thank you for inviting me. One of the things that I wanted to go a little bit further into earlier, you said something about I was talking about support, and Mike went and talk about it, having a support system, and Mike touched a little bit on it too. So what I want to say, yes, you need a support system. You need a support system. You need to have the buy-in of the people around you. But one thing I also wanted to point out, sometimes in order to have the buy-in of the people around you, you have to show them that you're serious. You have to really believe in this. You have to be taking steps. You cannot be doubtful and want your family to buy in and want your spouse to buy in. So you have to be serious about your business. You have to be taking steps. They have to see, like when I was starting my business, my husband already bought into it before, but I was like, on in my business, if I have to like not sleep to do things for my business, I was like, yeah, I was determined. He saw the determination, so he knew I was serious, because lots of time we want people to support us, but we don't look serious. We're not doing the work. They're not seeing any results. And results doesn't mean like you have to have a client or anything like that. Results may mean like, hey, get your LLC. They say, oh yeah, you started this, you got your LLC, you got your EI, and you're making moves, you're talking to the states. They see like you are diligent about what you are doing. So before you go and say, hey, my spouse does support me, the people I know they'll support me, I want to ask you, are you being diligent? Are they seeing that you are putting the work? Because they cannot believe into something if you don't believe into it, if you're not putting in the work, and they not seeing you do it. But what I can tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. The road is not easy. Still today, it's not easy. I still have a lot of ups and a lot of down. But what I can tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. You don't need any prior experience. You can do this. I believe in you. It takes work. You have to be determined. You have to be stay focused. You have to know what you want, and also I want you to not to think about whether you have a physical therapy practice or you're looking into getting into home care. I want you to see the bigger picture. I know in the beginning we're just looking for freedom for ourselves. It's like, hey, yeah, I need freedom. I need to have freedom for my own time. I need to make more money. I need to do this for myself. But I want you to look at the bigger picture and basically looking into your business as a movement. You building a movement. There's a bigger picture. There's the legacy part. There's the opportunity to be able to employ more people, give more jobs, change the economic status of your neighborhood. elevate your city, elevate your neighborhood, have a bigger picture in mind. So it's not just you. Because any business owners, we can tell you, there are days we wake up like, I don't really want to feel like doing this. But when we remember the bigger picture, hey, I'm not just doing this because of me. I'm doing this to help my community. I'm doing this to provide more job. In one of my saying, I'm doing this so I can make sure the next 7 generations that comes through me, they like things are set up for them that they don't have to start from scratch. So that's my word of wisdom that I want to end this. Look at the bigger picture. This is not about you. This is bigger than you. And when you remember this, when you have bad days, because you're gonna have bad days, then you can keep on going. You can keep on pushing, and do what you were called to do here on earth. Because I do believe God didn't put us here for no reason. There's a specific reason why we are here, and we need to fulfill that mission to the fullest.
Amen and amen, ladies and gentlemen. I like what Sue said. Look at the bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about you. I always tell this to my kids. It's not all about you, baby. It's about the people that we serve, leaving a legacy. I love that. I love that, Sue. Thank you very much, Sue, for coming over. Appreciate you for everything that you do. Before I keep on going, there's some more questions here. Yolanda said, "Thank you." Shane, I said, "I got my LLC for my home care. Just need to do my annual reports. Go there, reapply." Yeah, yep, definitely. You can definitely reinstate that. You can
Alan,
talk
so
to.
yeah, so there's two things you can do there. You can either just do whichever one I guess is less expensive. You can either reinstate and pay the fee for, because most states, if you let your annual report you didn't fill it, they're gonna have a late fee. So you can either reinstate, pay the late fee, or you can just start all over, just uh re-register the same LLC, whichever is less expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And then K Joy, what's going on, K Joy? Uh uh, Yolanda, do you see what she charged for services? I don't She doesn't see it right now. But let me show you the website. I think the website is it's there. HB Ignite or Home
No,
Care
home care
Boss.
bosses. Yeah, the prices is homecarebosses united.com. That's where you'll see all this stuff. So if you go to my website, I don't know if you can, homecarebosses united.com. Once you get there, there's something thing that's a get started now. If you click on get started now, the page with the price comes all there right there. It's a short page, you'll see it there.
There you go. That's the website, Yolanda. And then again, thank you very much, Sue. Appreciate you. I know you're a very busy person. Appreciate you for your time. But before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, always remember the word fast. FAST, letter F. Find people that will bring out the best in you because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. All right. Today I feel like I want to be like Sue, not to be an RN because a lot of our people in the group wants to be an RN, right? But to be a home care agency owner, like what she said, not because we want to make money, but we want to serve our community. And you know what we're doing it in our Jerihab practice? We're going to start what you call Serve Your Senior Day. The actual patients that we have in our clinic, not patients, but clients, we're going to bring them to the assisted living that we go to and serve them, play bingo or whatever. So that's once a month that we're going to do Serve Your Senior Day. And I'm bringing my own clients and bring them to the facilities that we also serve. So find people that will bring out the best in you. You know what's the next letter is letter A. Take action. All this stuff that we're doing is not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Sue good if you don't take action. Take action by going to her website, going to her email. What's her website again? Homecarebossunited.com. Check it out. When you sign up, let her know you saw the video or our podcast or in a replay on YouTube. Okay, because imperfect action beats perfect in action. Most of us, therapists, nurses, physicians, nurse practitioner, we want everything to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. English is not my first language. If I waited for the perfect time for me to speak a perfect English or whatever you call that, correct grammar, I wouldn't be able to start serving you. Just reach out to them, take action, go to their email, support@homecarebossunited.com. Take action, reach out, sign up to their webpage. There's also this info session. I believe it's free. Am I correct, Sue?
Yeah,
We're gonna
yes, the info session is free. That's your like very first step. If you want to hear more, the info session is free. I'm having it this Sunday at 8 p.m. It's totally free. So you can come there, ask more questions. So that's the page where you can sign up for that.
Perfect. Well,
That will
thank
be
you
your
very much.
first step. Yeah, if you wanna, hey Sue, I wanna know more. If you're ready to sign up, the other page is Home Care Bosses United. There you can go there. But if you wanna hear more, your very first step is hbuignite.com/info session. So you can come to a free info session. You can talk to me. It's on Zoom. You can ask me more questions, and then we can go from there.
Perfect. I'm gonna send my administrator to join that class too. So, all right, and then next letter. We already did A, right? Take action. Next letter is letter S. Is shoot for the moon. Why? If you keep shooting for the moon, you're gonna miss it. I want you to miss it, ladies and gentlemen, because when you miss it, you're gonna be landing with the stars. You keep shooting for the moon, you'll land with the star. And today I landed with a star named Sue Dennis. You're gonna fail, ladies and gentlemen. When you're starting a business, it's not perfect. It's not all bed of roses. You're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistake, but it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen or got sick. It's how many times you get up and do this all over again. I'm sure when Sue started her own business, she's got ups and downs, and there's probably going to be ups and downs. Even in our clinic, we have ups and downs, ladies and gentlemen. But it doesn't matter how many times you failed or fallen. It's how many times you get up and do this all over again, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not the least is, where did that music go? Is letter T. Is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're actually understanding it more. Again, thank you very much for coming and joining our show, Sue. Thank you very much for those people who are watching live. I appreciate you, Sue. I want to work with you more. Tell me how I can help you, and then we will go from there. Again, thank you very much, Facebook friends. Be awesome, be great, be excellent, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Alternative Healthcare Career Show.